Hello, Marcus and Sarah. My name is Pat, and I'm one of the construction managers with Epic. And today is Tuesday, the 29th of September. Today we are going to be doing a virtual pre-drywall walkthrough and walk around your house. We're going to cover many things today. I've got this little cheat sheet that I use, and you'll get a copy of this as well. But we're going to talk about the outside, the gutters and downspouts, the elevations, the electrical locations inside and out, low voltage and security. That would be the abode options you've selected, plumbing, mechanical, change orders, and projected schedule. So I'm going to cover some things here in the next hour. And if you see some errors or things that you feel you want to change, please just get a hold of Janelle, and she'll get that information to me. I know she expressed to me that you would rather be doing this face-to-face today, and so would I. But in this environment we're in, I'm around too many people that I have to be around during the day, and I don't want to jeopardize spreading any virus to you, nor picking anything up myself. I just need to keep working, keep building houses, and in order to do that I need to stay safe. So I appreciate your patience and your understanding in this environment we're in. So today, Marcus and Sarah, we're going to start with the outside, and I'm going to show you a little snapshot of your plot plan, which I'm sure Janelle has provided you, but this is something that is good to have. There's a lot of information on here. What this shows is how your house sits on the lot. This dark line here is what I call the footprint, or the outline of the concrete foundation. This line here is property line, rear at the alley, and then front property line here. There's a key in the lower right of this sheet, but there's a lot of data here. It tells me what my finished floor elevations are, and these are real elevations. For example, the finished floor, when you're sitting at your dining table, you're going to be sitting 5,342.8 feet above sea level. It shows dimensions. That's 22.0 feet across your garage. All of the little X's are elevations. Tells me elevations based off of zero or based off of the top of foundation, how things sit. There's arrows that show me how your lot will need to be graded and percentages of grades. It also shows me the utility easements. In the front, there's an 8-foot utility easement. In the rear, there's a 4-foot utility easement within your driveway area. And on the sides, there is also an 8-foot, 4-foot into each property. There's an 8-foot total utility easement. So other things that it shows on the plan are this little stop sign symbol represents the number of steps from the 2-car garage to your finished floor. So there are 4 steps from the garage into the house. At the front entry, you can see your front sidewalk. We have that poured. You'll see it as we walk around, and those steps are already in place. So that little stop sign signifies the number of steps into the house. At the front porch, there's 1 step up into the house. Elevations, dimensions, percentages of slope that I need to maintain for grading, and that when we have to maintain that so that we can provide you with the structural warranty that we do. So this plot plan, there's a lot of information on there. If you have any questions, just reach out, and I'd be glad to go through that with you in more detail. So I have printed several documents. I've got a copy of your option sheet, or what you have selected, copy of your electric mini, your low volt mini diagrams, and I've got a snapshot of your cabinets in your kitchen, and we're going to be looking at those things today. So as we move around, we're going to focus on electrical and other things so that we can make sure that we have everything in per your requests. I do have a little something inside that we'll talk about that I still have yet to do, but that is going to happen in a couple days, which I'll discuss as we get in. So outside the house, according to your electric mini, we have no additional electric options on the outside. So we're going to walk around the outside. Now you'll notice this week that we have prepared for masonry in the front, And we have had the lath installed, which is what the masonry adheres to. We had that inspected this week. So now the masonry will be delivered and we'll get that going. But we also put the paint on the house. The gutters are on the house and the paint is on the house, even though we'll have doors to paint and touch-up paint and rework to do through the process. We got the base colors on the house. So you'll see that as we walk today as well. So as we move around we're in the alley, and you can see we've got 2 coach lights, one on either side of the door. We also have a waterproof outlet on the face of the garage. And we'll move around, and I'll show you as we move around. You can see these 2 green pipes sticking up here, and what those are sewer cleanouts. Your sewer laterals come from the alley. That's where the sewer main is. And whenever we put a bend this close or in this easement, this is the utility easement, we've got to put cleanouts in. So that is a way, if there's ever a blockage, that someone could clean to the main or from the house or into the house if there's a blockage in the sewer main. So these are sewer cleanouts. As we move around to this side, this is something that is a mistake. And just so you know, I'm going to put a black X on it right now. We thought the air conditioning, or someone before me thought the air conditioning was going to come out on this side of the garage. Well, this block will come off and we'll be replacing these 2 pieces of siding here. So that is a mistake. That's a mistake. So as we move around, what the penetrations that you see here, these are the drains for the water heater. And inside is the water heater closet, which I'll point out to you. Up above, those 2 white pipes are the intake and the exhaust for the water heater. On the left is the vent, is a fan vent from the powder room. Down low, you see this plumbing pipe protrusion here. What that is the sump pump ejection pipe. And that will turn down to grade and come out on the surface after we find grade. And I'll talk to you about the sump pump inside once we get into the basement. So as we continue to move, this is the side entrance, or the side patio entrance, side dining kitchenette area. So this is the entrance here. Above, you can see that on the cantilever here, we've got the downspouts and gutters installed up high. Downspout comes down. The reason this is all still open underneath here is that we have to get through all of our inspections. I have scheduled the rough inspections for your home, and we start tomorrow, Wednesday, with the city inspecting the plumbing, the mechanical, meaning the heating, and all of the electrical. And once I pass those inspections, then I call the rough building inspection. But all of the inspectors need to see cantilevers or soffits open so they can tell structurally it's correct, if I've got any heat vents out there, that they're done properly, and the electrical. So you need to see all that. So the soffits are still all open. Now this soffit outside here on this cantilever, now that will insulate before we put the soffits on because there's living space above. So as we move around to the front porch, you'll see I've got the masonry lath on. Right up high is the coach light or the front porch light, and down low is a waterproof outlet. At the front corner is hose bib and another waterproof outlet underneath the window. We're going to move around to the sidewalk. See your front sidewalk coming up from the open space. Very easy transition up to the front porch. We've got everything in place for inspections, and all hardware is on. We've got the deck frame stained, and the decking is on upstairs, which I'll show you once we get up there, once we get up top. So as we move around the front, we've got some open areas that we need to navigate here. These will be closed up by next weekend. But you can see up above we've got gutters and downspouts on. This is the east face. This is the gas meter location. We've got the gas on test. Tomorrow we'll be putting the water on test for a number of days. But we're totally prepared for masonry. As I mentioned, I did pass that inspection yesterday. So the masonry will be delivered here in the next within the next week. And that will we'll get the soffits back up after inspections, insulated, and then the masonry will go up. So So we replaced, you can see how close the basement window well was to the utility lines. That was damaged through the beginning stages of the frame, I believe. That was before my time here. But this past week, I've had this window well replaced. Plus I did a repair on the beam pocket in the basement, which I'll point out to you. It's all been designed and inspected by the structural engineer, not the city engineers or the city inspectors, but by our structural engineer. We had a broken beam pocket, and I know you've probably seen it because I'm told you're out every weekend, which is great. But that's been repaired by the design and inspected by the structural engineer. We still have some work to do inside, which I'll tell you about when we get in there. We've got the window well replaced. I've got the window ordered now. That'll be here probably the first of the week, and the basement will be, everything will be closed in. So we'll get this ditch closed in this week yet. As we move around, you can see on the side, we have got vents. That is the kitchen hood or kitchen exhaust vent. Down low, we've got two 3-inch pipes, and that is the furnace intake and exhaust air pipes. There'll be what we call candy canes or elbows put on those, painted to match the siding. We also have on this side another hose bib, and that penetration next to it is the sprinkler tee. That's where the irrigation for the landscaping, that's where the valve box will be. There'll be a vacuum breaker there. So that's what that penetration there is. You got the hose bib and the sprinkler tee. As we move alongside the garage, you can see this is our main electrical distribution area. This is the low volt wiring coming out of your house from Ebode, and this is the low volt underground wiring. There'll be a demarc or a box set here for when you choose whether it's Xfinity or Comcast or CenturyLink. I'm not sure who the provider is out here, but when they come to connect your house to cable, phone, whatever you desire, this is where all of that connection is made. Our main electrical panel, this is where the electric meter goes, and after electrical inspection, which I'm pretty confident that I will pass tomorrow, then the building inspector will release this meter set to United Power. So we'll get probably permanent power to the house within the next week or so. Down low, this is the lines for the air conditioning unit, because this is right where the air conditioner will sit. And we'll have power out here as well for the air conditioning. No other penetrations on this side. No electrical or low volt options outside. As you can see right here at the other side of your driveway, this is the water meter pit. So this is where we will have the meter installed, the water meter, and that will be at finished grade, when we are complete. As we move into the 2-stall garage, we've got no electrical options in here, but I'll tell you what our standard features are. We've got power on every wall. We've got 2 outlets on this garage wall, and the reason there's 2 is one is for the sprinkler clock for the irrigation. Then we got a service outlet. On this side, you can see our condensate lines coming out for the air conditioning. We've got a power outlet here. This silver box is, and it's marked photovoltaic. In every home, we put a photovoltaic or a conduit from the garage up into the attic. And that's in the event that if you ever choose to select to have solar panels put on your roof, a solar installer, all his wires go into the attic. Well, he can just fish those down to right here, and it's very close to the electrical connection that he may need. So this is just a conduit or a sleeve or a method for anyone to get wiring from the attic to this location. So this goes up into the attic, and we'll see the termination of that in a bit. Power outlet, as I mentioned, this is what is called a concrete encased electrode, or a CEE, and this is a method of grounding your complete house to your complete electrical service to the house. This rod goes all the way down through the foundation and through the footing into the ground, and the city inspector comes and looks at that to make sure it's all the way into the ground before we even pour your footings. And this is just an access if you ever need it, so this will have a cover on it. But what this does is it grounds. This is the second means of ground that we provide to your house. This is the first means of ground. This ground wire goes directly to the electric panel. We got another means of ground, which I'll show you when we get into the basement. So we've got power on all 4 walls. We've got a light, ceiling light in the garage. We also have a power outlet and low volt wiring for a garage door opener, which I believe we installed for you out here. And I'm seeing something that I want to take a look at, bear with me. We do have a low volt pre-wire on the outside. And what we have is on your electric mini, looks like we have a camera pre-wire, and that is up high. I can see it from inside here. There is a camera pre-wire on the exterior of your garage. So that pretty much takes care of the garage. Everything up above, this will all be insulated. You can see, yes, everything will be insulated because there's living space above, and drywall. This will all drywall. Mechanical chase coming up, feed the upstairs. Okay, as we come into the owner's entry, see there are 3 switches here and at this garage entrance. One is for the garage light, one is for the coach lights out front, and one is for lights coming into the house. The coach lights are on a 3-way switch to the front entry, so you can turn those on and off from either this owner's entry or the front entry. So as we come into the owner's entry, got a walk-in closet with light, ceiling light, switch inside. This acts as the pantry, I'm sorry. This is the pantry. This will line with shelves and stacks. On this side is the coat closet. And here we are into the kitchen. Now in the kitchen, for electrical option, what we have here is we've got cabinets on this wall. This is our main cooktop wall. We have got open on this end with no cabinets, but then we start cabinets here. These are all outlets above countertop. This is your kitchen hood vent and hood vent power. We've got power for the range and gas for the range down below. We've got refrigerator rough in on this end. And switching for the kitchen. We've got the kitchen lights here as you come in. We've got kitchen lights. We got a 3-way on the owner's entry. So you can turn the owner's entry lights off behind yourself. As you come in, you can turn them on, and then as you exit. And we wire just about every location pretty logically. So as we enter areas, we can turn lights on ahead of ourselves, and when we leave the area, we can turn off behind. So I've got the owner entry 3-way. I've got the kitchen can lights and the pendant lights. Now this is the item, and I know you're aware of this, that I'll be relocating these kitchen pendants to, I'm reconfiguring this island just a little bit, but these 3 pendant lights will be moved on Thursday of this week. I'm going through electrical inspections tomorrow, but then I'll get these pendants in line with this angle of this countertop. But I need to get some layout from my cabinet people tomorrow, and then Thursday I'll be relocating the pendants in the correct fashion, and I am aware of that. The kitchen island, we've got power on this side. We've got power down low. This is where the stools will be. This is return air. When you have a basement option, the return air moves to the island. In the model, if you're questioning why this is here and not in the model is just a crawl space. And in a crawl space home, that return air is on this wall. But I can't put it on this wall with a basement because this is a structural beam below, and I can't get below to tie to the furnace return air ducting. So in the basement option, this is where the return air grill is, and that will paint to match the wall. It really will be unobtrusive. Got another power outlet on the end of the island. This is where the sink base is. Wiring for the disposal, for the dishwasher are located here. Water, I've got dishwasher right, and the switch for the disposal in an island will be inside of the cabinet. So the disposal switch is inside of the cabinet. As we move to the living room, you've requested 4 recessed cans. Those are spaced evenly in these locations. We have a power outlet on the exterior wall where the optional fireplace would be. There's a power requested at 60 inches and low volt tube or conduit located here. So on the low volt map, what that shows me is a BIC, and that's just a conduit going from low to high. In DC, looking on your mini, is a data and cable. And I don't see any data or cable in that box. I do have, I noticed this over the weekend when I was cleaning your house, and I've contacted eBode, and they're coming to put that, that data and the cabling in this week yet. In the foyer, excuse me, as we're here, you can see there are service outlets around the room. No other outlets requested in this room other than the 60 above finished floor. We got service outlets, we've got switches. We've got 2 switches. And one is for the 3-way on the recessed cans, and the other is for the outside light. And that's on a 3-way to the owner's entry. So that comes on, the coach lights all come on together from either location. This is smoke detector. This is entry light. And in the foyer, we should have another camera pre-wire, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, what is that? That is a Leviton on-off switch. And on the outside, I should have a camera pre-wire. And that shows, oops, on the other front corner. Ah, there it is. That camera pre-wire is up in the soffit here in the front. And Leviton on-off switch. I'm going to have to question that of eBode. If they use this power switching, I'm going to have to question eBode on that, and I will get back with Janelle, and she'll be back with you on that. So I'm going to question that with eBode as well when they come out to run the cabling. So this is the dining area. You can see up high we've got the dining fixture pre-wire. That switch is here. Then we have the outside light at the porch is located, switch is located here. Power outlet low on the stairwell. Switching here. Pendants and dining, pardon me. Pendants and dining are here. I'm looking at my electrician's notes, and I have kitchen lights, owner's entry. Light over the sink is a separate switch. Power outlet below the window. That's what this wire is here. And as we move up the stairs, we've got stair lights as we go up. We've got recessed cans up high, so that's what this switch is here. Got 2 cans up the stairwell as we move up to the powder room area. This switch here is for the landing lights. We've got power below. This is the water heater closet. This is where the water heater mounts. We've got gas, power, water. those two drain lines as I mentioned, plus the vents above intake and exhaust. Powder room. Got lav on the right, stool on the left, a light above the mirror. There's two switches inside. One is for the light above the mirror, the other is for the fan. As we move upstairs, get to the top of the stairs, and we've got two switches here. And one is on a three-way switch for the lights that you can turn on or off behind yourself, and the other is for illuminating the hallway as you travel. I call them travel lights. So we're going to move into the secondary bedrooms first. So right here at the top of the stairs, we've got another switch bank, and that's for the laundry room. We've got a light in the ceiling in the laundry room and a fan. So we've got light switch and fan switch right outside the laundry. We got dryer with a 220 line, wash machine, water and drain, and power for the washing machine. And as I mentioned, light and fan in the ceiling. Dryer vent goes up and out through the roof. So as we move into the secondary hallway, we've got a linen storage closet here. And we've got a switch down the hall that will turn off the lights behind yourself and then lights ahead of yourself as you come into the bedroom. There are two switches here. One is for the ceiling light pre-wire or ceiling fan. Let me just check that. Yeah, this is ceiling fan pre-wire, I apologize. The other is for a half hot across the room. In every room, we have a half switched outlet, and that's always across the room. We've got power outlets around the room, and from a low volt standpoint, we have nothing in this bedroom. As you can see in this corner, this is that photovoltaic conduit coming up from the garage. Again, then it goes over and up into the attic near the attic access. And here is the attic access. We've got a smoke detector here, attic access, and in the attic there is a light and a service outlet. We've got a shared bathroom, bath 2. As you come into the bathroom, 3 switches here. One is for the light above the lav, one is for the fan, and the other is for the light above the tub shower combination, the recessed can. So we've got a tub shower. Shower head is nice and high. Stool and lav. We've got a fan, a light above the tub, and a light above the sink. Here we are in the other bedroom, the bedroom 2. Bedroom 2 has no low volt options, but you have requested a ceiling fan pre-wire, which is here. And we've got 2 switches as you come into the room. One is for the ceiling fan pre-wire, and the other is for the half hot across the room. We got bypass doors into the closet with rod and shelf. I'm picking up as we leave the secondary bedrooms, and I'm in the top of the stair, the landing area. And I see by the Ebod's drawings that I'm supposed to have a wireless access point here, and it's not here. It's another mark I made, and I'll list it on the sheet to make sure we get that in when they're here this week. So as we move down the hallway, we've got traveling cans again, moving down the hallway across the loft. So this is on a 3-way switch. So as you move from the loft to the master, turn off lights behind yourself, walk into the master, turn on recessed cans. We have got 2 recessed cans per your request, and we have a ceiling light pre-wire, and we have a switch for a half hot across the room again. So we've got service outlets, no additional outlets in the master, but we do have 2 ceiling cans. We have a ceiling light pre-wire and a half switched outlet. We've got the owner's balcony. Out here on the owner's balcony, we've got a light. There's a switch inside for this light, and I have a waterproof outlet down lower here on this wall. In the master, so this is, look at this view you're getting. This is phenomenal. Back in the master, we have got a low volt data and cable pre-wire down low. That's what this is here. Power next to it. Then we move into the master bath. As you come in, there are 3 switches in the master bath. One is for the vanity lights on both sides of the shower. One is for the recessed can above the shower, and the other is for the fan. Master stool room, 2 switches inside. One's for fan, one's for light. We move to the master closet. 1 switch inside the closet door for ceiling light in the master closet. So as we move downstairs, we're again at the top of the stairs, and we're going to pause and head down to the basement. So we're going to pause the tape for a moment. Okay, I'm standing midway down your basement stairs. As you open the basement door, there's a light switch on your left, and that will turn on a wall sconce that we have on the side wall. Also, there's a recessed can at the bottom of the stairs up at the landing. So those lights will both come on together. As we come down, 2 switches at the base of the stairs. One is to turn off lights behind yourself. The other is to turn on the ceiling lights in the basement. So as we come down to the finished basement, not much going on down here. This is the bathroom rough-in that we provide, you know, in an unfinished basement. This is the stool and lav and vent, and tub, and then the vent system. So this is where the bathroom would configure if we were finishing the basement. You can see we got our main sewer stack over next to the window. There's a clean out in there, which goes out to that green pipe that I pointed in outside. That goes outside, and there's a clean out there. So this clean out goes across the basement and out to the alley. We got the furnace setting here. This will be explained to you in great detail on how everything works. This will all be cleaned. We have someone clean all the ducts and the complete furnace system before you take possession of your home, but this will be explained to you in great detail. We also have other vent pipes here, which we'll be utilizing. These are the vents for the furnace, and this is what we call the water tree. The water comes in from the alley. This is the main shutoff valve for the water. This is the pressure regulating valve, and this is the shutoff to your main house water, and this is the irrigation or the sprinkler tee that I had mentioned outside. So this is the valve for the irrigation and main shutoff for the house, on and off. This is the other means of ground, electrical grounding that we provide. From the water service, which is underground outside, we bond to this copper. We jump around the interruption of brass back to copper, which gives us a continuous ground, which this goes all the way out to your electrical panel as well. This is the beam that I had mentioned outside that we had to do a repair here, and this has all been certified and documented by the structural engineer, all welded together. Each side of the beam will be dry packed with concrete, so that stabilizes itself, and we do that in every house. And the other end of the beam, steel beam, oh, pardon me, I'm going to walk around. This has a stack of shims underneath it which have been welded, and the inspectors will look at that at the building inspection, and then we'll pack that beam pocket full of concrete so it has no chance of moving or going anywhere. So here we are in the unfinished area here. This is the sump pit in your home. We'll be providing and installing a sump pump in this location. This is the ejection pipe going to the outside. I had mentioned there's a white pipe going outside, and we'll take that, turn that down and out to grade. This is power for the sump pump. Rest is just open storage back here. This is where your low volt termination panel will be. They will set a cabinet here, and everything will terminate inside of the cabinet. So this is all of the low volt, except what they've forgotten upstairs, those 2 items. Those will come down here as well. Other than that, not much else to the basement. There will be a ladder installed in this window well. You can see out here that there's a pipe here, and what this is a drain inlet. Inside of your foundation, if you've been watching progress as progress goes, we install a complete interior perimeter drain system, and that drains to the sump pit. From the window well, we tie another, that's a perforated sleeve going down. There'll be a graded cap on top of that at finish with gravel in there, and that goes down into the drain. So in the event that we get a lot of moisture outside and this fills up with water, it's going to go into the drain, into the interior drain, and drain to the sump pit. So everything is pitched to the sump pit, and then it will eject it out to the side. That's about it for the basement. We're going to pause the video, and then we're going to do a recap in just a couple minutes. I'm back in the living room here and looking at the low volt, and I noticed that eBode has run your data cable port here, and then we've got the empty box with a BIC, which to me that doesn't make sense. What should be, in my opinion, is this cable should be run into this box so that if you want to pull to a TV, a wall mount TV or something, that those cables are here behind the TV, not where you'd have to pull across the wall and then up the tube. You correct me if I'm wrong, but unless I hear differently, I'm going to direct eBode to get this cabling into this box. Because on the Mini from eBode, it shows me that location for the data cable port and the BIC, or the conduit. Okay, Marcus and Sarah, we're wrapping up here, and I really appreciate you bearing with me today on this walk. This is only the second one that I've done here at Painted Prairie. I did build the models, but then I've been up on our Anthem project before the models and since I built the models. So it's been a year since I've been here, so I'm still getting my feet back on the ground the last couple of weeks. As you're aware, we have made a construction management change here. So I've been running both projects temporarily, and so I'm still getting my feet on the ground with the ins and outs of the plans and the details. So thank you for your patience and understanding. So we're wrapping up here, and I've written some things on this cover sheet, which I'll give to Janelle, and she'll send you a copy. But we looked at the gradage and drainage on your plot plan. We looked at gutters and downspouts. You've got a B elevation, your house is a B elevation. We looked at all the electrical locations, the low volt and security, the plumbing you saw, the mechanical area, change orders. There'll be no more change orders from here forward, because now we're getting ready to go to drywall and then into finishes. And then I haven't talked about this yet, but the items that I have written that I am aware of that I'm going to take care of this week yet. Number one, I'm going to be relocating the island pendants, and those will go right in line with the countertop. Number two, eBode. I need to know what in the heck is going on with this Leviton dimmer at the stairwell, which is not installed. Number three is another eBode. I'm going to locate the DC wiring in the living room to the box below the outlet in the BIC. In my opinion, this wiring should be over in this box here. And if you don't want it there, if you like the way it is, just let Janelle know and I'll leave it alone. The other thing that I have written here is for eBode as well, and I am unable to find the wireless access point pre-wire up in the upper hallway. So I'll make sure that these items are done before I go to cover, before I go to insulation is what I'm referring to. Now, talking about a tentative schedule here, a projected schedule, as I mentioned, this week I'm starting the rough inspection process. Tomorrow I have the MEPs, the mechanical, electrical, and plumbing. Then I go through the building inspection process. I have the structural engineer come back out, do another inspection on the steel beams in the basement. Then I'll be going to insulation. Then I have insulation and energy inspections. I've still got a lot of close up to do. We have someone that's still coming today or very early tomorrow morning. Wednesday morning, we'll be foaming all of the exterior penetrations. And all of those will be closed up. I've got some repairs to do. I've still got detail work to do. But if all goes well, I'll be going to insulation no later than the 1st of next week, which is the first week of October. And then from there, I'll be stocking drywall. Drywall usually takes about 10 days to hang, inspect, finish, and texture, about 10 working days. After we go to through drywall, after texture, then we go to tile and cabinets. And from that point, once we get all the cabinets on the job, which is a big hinge point in our back-end scheduling, then we'll be able to really pin down the closing. And you'll get more information from Janelle on that. But we're looking at, from today forward, about 75, 85 days without any major delays. I want you also to know that we are not just our company, but industry-wide, we're seeing some supply chain issues. The COVID-19, the coronavirus has caught up with the supply chain. We're seeing variances or back orders in appliances. We're seeing variances in finishes, light fixtures, bath hardware, door hardware. We're seeing some interruptions in the supply chain. So barring any supply chain major issues, we're looking at getting your house in 2020 yet. I'm not sure of exactly the date, but it probably is. It's trending right now toward mid-December, and we hope that we can keep on track with that. But every week, Janelle and myself and the other construction people and other salespeople get together, and we provide updates, and then Janelle every week should be able to give you an update with what's coming in the week ahead. So you'll see your house continually moving. I don't know if it has stopped before I got here, but it will continue to move from here forward, and we're trending, like I said, on a December schedule, but we'll be able to pin that and narrow that down here in the next few weeks as we get through drywall stage. So with that said, again, I appreciate your patience and understanding with me today. Thank you for your time. If you see anything that you'd like to bring to my attention, just get in touch with Janelle. Please view the video and see if there's any other discrepancies that you notice. And as you walk on the weekends, if you see anything, you have any questions, just let Janelle know, and she passes those on to me by Monday morning. So thank you again, Marcus and Sarah, and look forward to building the rest of your house for you.